Welcome to St. Petersburg. Guillermo Perez is on pole from Remy Lebeau and Nicolas Palomino. Then it's Casper Lebeau with his best career qualifying in fourth from Sebastian Ocampo and Daf Sanchez. His teammate Davi Cerqueira starts seventh from Kazuki Sims Takahana and Ash Cornwell. Daniel Ortega rounds up the top 10 from Ray Shen and your boy. Then it's Matthew Hart versus Theo. Charles Hernandez in 15th from Ahmed Cilia and Francis Austin. Daniel Bogdatar is down in 18th from Nunez Garcia, Vita Alves, Lam Fong, and Dominic Vantalal. After an amazing and entertaining opening 3 rounds of the season, Guillermo Perez is on pole. All 5 lights go on. And the ChampCar Grand Prix of St. Petersburg is underway, and it's a brilliant start off the line from both of the Sims racing drivers. Remy Lebeau trying to go side by side with Guillermo Perez, who just about holds on to the lead. Ocampo moves up into P3. Both hyperdrives with a shocker of a start as they run down into turn number 1 and into the wall, and a massive shunt down at turn number 1. Ocampo and Remy Lebeau both out of this race. Lam Fong with a 5-second time penalty, as now both Dragons are at the back of the pack with the 2 Lotuses in front of them. But Guillermo Perez holds on to the race lead with Davi Cerqueira in second from Perez's teammate Palomino, Lebeau, Sanchez and Takahana. Your top 6. Ash Cornwell is 7th. We are under a full course caution. Full course cautions are ending then. And we are back under the green flags here in St. Pete. Perez somehow sustained no damage from that opening lap shunt as Casper Lebeau moves up into 3rd place side by side with Guillermo Perez. Not Perez, his teammate Palomino. I keep getting those 2 confused for no reason whatsoever. Meanwhile, Ash Cornwell moves up into 5th place past the points leader Daf Sanchez. Just about, they're going 2 by 2 once more. This is some of the most unbelievable racing we've seen all season long. Cornwell moving up into 5th. That superstar rookie's got quite the season in front of him, I'm sure, as we've got contact and a time penalty for your boy. We go on to lap 2 of 13 for Davi Cerqueira returning to the US Series. He's closing up to Guillermo Perez. Heading down into turn 1 again. Cerqueira trying to go around the outside and out of the race for Guillermo Perez. Slides off the track and into the barriers. Day over for the man who won his first race in Portland. Full course cautions out once again. If you're just joining us here at Sparkplug Motorsport, first of all, thank you. Second of all, please like the video, subscribe, and, well, this is definitely not what you're always going to see. Fastest opening section for Davi Cerqueira as we are back under the green flags. And this is genuinely unheard of levels of wrecking. 3 cars out after just 2 laps is into the wall. 2 cars, that's Cornwell and Ortega, the 2 rookies that everyone was looking at for good pace around here. Well, they're both in the wall, both with front wing damage. That's going to be a big problem for both of them. But if you would like to see them do a little bit better come season's end, well, you can vote for them. The fan boost is still active. The fan boost polls, they will be in the description as we watch Ortega drop down the order, almost contact with his own teammate as he drops outside of the top 10. And just look at that. Unbelievable drop-off for that man. Davi Cerqueira 2 seconds out in front. He leads as Hernandez comes into the pits. It's almost as if they're trying to separate a funnel as they come down into pit lane. That's how close the back of the pack is. Coming through turn 1, Cerqueira survives it. Takahana is going to be 3rd here as we go on board with your boy, who's about to make the launch. Almost contact with the outside wall. And we got cautions in sector 1. 2 cars in the wall versus Theo and Ray Shen. We go green again. Wow. I keep saying this every time we see drivers hit the wall, but that is some insane levels of wreck. Versus into the wall for Casper Lebeau as well. His dad out of this race for the 34, who qualified 4th. He had a very good qualifying. In fact, he's now effectively consigned himself and concealed himself to the back half of the field unless we get some unheard of levels of wrecking. I'm talking ERL IndyCar Series 2 in Mexico as your boy moves up into third place. Takahana would currently still actually finish in third as Verse Theo going side by side with Ahmed Cilia. Cilia takes P5 for all of 0.2 of a second there. Sir Carrera and Palomino both into the pit, so your boy currently on course to be leading this race. Is close to the wall there. Into the wall goes one of the Andretti's. That's Ray Shen in the 33, hitting the barriers. In comes Palomino, Sir Carrera, your boy Takahana, and Verse Theo. So that means Ahmed Cilia now leads the pack for Conquest Racing. His teammate actually leads, sorry. Or does he? They're setting fastest laps in pit lane! Your boy just set a fastest lap in pit lane! Ahmed Cilia coming through turn 1. He leads the pack from Lam Fong and Davi Sir Carrera. Palomino, oh! Into the wall for the number 19. He hits Palomino! What? What are you doing, lad? Keep your wheels to yourself, mate. Unbelievable. That's farcical, in fact. I'd go as far as to describe it as that. Vancelau coming through the opening corner as... What? Weiser Alves hit in the back by Charles Hernandez. Neither Power Motorsport car is going to finish. Cautions come back out again. I don't know if tires are going to be too much of a talking point, but Ahmed Cilia is at 11, 10%, 9% in fact tire wear. Palomino with that front wing damage drops down the order to third. He's going to be dropping pace as well. Major front wing damage for the 19 of Davi Sir Carrera, but it's been a good race so far for Ash Cornwell. Aside from that little brush with the wall, he drops to 7th and almost 8th as Ortega goes in front of him. He's trying to battle Takahana is Daniel Ortega. We go on board with the 96 of Ash Cornwell. Trying to go around the outside and hold it around the outside and hold his position. He's going to do it. Meanwhile, that is Weiser Alves with major front wing damage after he was hit by Charles Hernandez. We're on to lap 5 of 13. Nicholas Palomino leads this race as Ray Shen further back. And Palomino into the wall. There was a yellow flag in Sector 3 after Shen was given a 5-second time penalty. We were trying to take a look at that. So our apologies for missing what's happening down at Turn 1. That is Francis Austin off into the wall. Vancelau's moved up into 8th, by the way, guys. That's big news for the man third in points, but his major championship rivals still in this race, and one of them still in the top positions. Off into the wall, Lam Fong once again. But he's just come out of the pits as well. That's the worst part of it. We go on board with Daniel Baltasarov. And yellow's in Sector 2. That's your boy in the wall. With a track limits warning as well. Front wing damage. Vancelau trying to close up to the back of Francis Austin while defending from Matthew Hart. It's quite the Hart maneuver to do. And in fact, he's going to get past. But Hart now trying to go side by side as we've got cautions in Sector 3. That's Palomino in the wall and dropping down to third. Takahana moves up into second. Daf Sanchez is now your race leader. I am doing my best to keep up with this race. I am doing my best. I am missing half of what's going on as Austin hits the wall. So I'm very sorry for that, but I'm trying my best, guys. Please. Dominic Vanislau takes the lead. Matthew Hart is now second. And Matthew absolutely hounding that KV Racing number 98 as they come down into turn 1. While Matthew try and go around the outside, he won't. They go close to the wall, but they don't hit it. And into the wall for Ahmed Cilia. The worst part about any of these collisions is it's not just one hit, it's two. So if you think you're going to do fine on that first hit, well, you got to make sure that you're ready for the second, because there's nothing you can do to stop yourself from hitting the wall as Sanchez, the points leader in the 72, with major front wing damage as well. His points lead wouldn't come under threat unless Vancelau or Ray Shen were to win this race. My second headphones just dropped out, I'm sorry. Sanchez has dropped down to 14th. Vancelau leads this race, in fact, so as it would stand, Vancelau would be your points leader turning a 21-point deficit into a 4-point lead, and in fact taking his first ever race win in the Electric Racing League. Big news for the Germans and for the unemployed. And, oh, contact! Nunez Garcia hitting the wall and getting a track limits warning as Vancelau comes in. Matthew Hart, now your race leader, and it's a half race distance where I have to remind you of some major things that you need to know. As now, is that Cornwell hitting the wall? No, it's Sanchez again. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and more than anything, go into the description, pin comment on the live stream and in the comments. You need to vote as Palomino is out. Nicholas Palomino crashes out. Davi Cercarara now has front wing damage. Does he? No, he doesn't. One of those two was following the target Chip Ganassi man, as we are now on lap 7 of 13. But yes, fan boost still active. You can still vote for your favorite driver. I recommend maybe voting for one of the drivers who are currently out of this race. They need some luck in the final 3 rounds for sure, especially that final round in St. Louis. But we're back under the green flags. Dominic Vancelau runs up in 8th, so that's currently 4 points, aiding his title challenge. He's currently the man in the top 3 who's scoring the most points. Did you honestly expect KV Racing to be a title challenger, especially considering how poor they have been in qualifying? At least in the early stages of this 13-race championship, they have been a consistent title threat. It's close to the wall for Davi Cercarara, into the wall for the number 19. Track limits warning given out, as if he hasn't had a bad enough day already. We're getting word of more yellows. That is for the other KV Racing car, Daniel Bogdasarov in the 97, diving down into pit lane. Kazuki Takahana leading the pack from Danny Ortega and Davi Cercarara. This is unseen levels of carnage, as I've already said before today. Coming through and into the wall for the man third in points. He's out! Dominic Vancelau out of this race. Full course cautions come out. Things change again. And Daf Sanchez can take a huge sigh of relief. That sigh of relief will be even larger if Ray Shen wrecks as well, but that's still good news for the Hyperdrive man. One of his closest title rivals crashing out as we go on board with the reigning series champion. Full course cautions end. Takahana leading this race. That Sims Racing team, as we go back under the green flags, they definitely need some luck today, and currently having both of their cars still in this race, that is luck enough. Let's look at this from Verse Theo, going side by side and up into 5th place in front of the Frenchman in your boy, his teammate, Danny Ortega, currently on course for a first career podium. We're probably going to see a lot of career firsts. The top 3 are all rookies in the ERL. They're all rookies. Danny Ortega, first race this season. Same for Ash Cornwell, although technically his first race was in Melbourne for the FG Series. Into the pits come the top 2. We might see Cornwell come into the pits as well. That was a bit of a wall ride from the 38, who will now lead this race. But I don't know if this is the type of race where you want to lead. Like, all day, ever since the top, since Ocampo and Remy LeBeau wrecked, all day I've just been thinking, well, I don't actually want to be in this race anymore, actually. I think it would probably be the smartest move to not even try competing as Ray Shen, going side by side with his teammate Francis Austin, keeping my eyes on the minimap for drivers who could have a bit of a fracas down into turn number 1. Out of the race for Danny Ortega. What was I saying? What was I saying? Again, a full course caution coming out, with 4 laps to go. Who is going to win this race? If I had to choose a driver I wanted to win this race, personally, I would go for Cornwell or Casper LeBeau. I feel like we need a rookie race winner more than anything. So any of the rookies who are still in that in this race, so that's Cornwell, Takahana, LeBeau, I'd love to see them win in such a chaotic race. Nunez Garcia, he knows how to win in such a chaotic race. He did the same thing in Detroit last season, driving for Apex GP. As now Matthew Hart fueling away with him. Cautions in Sector 3. It's Casper LeBeau who's hit the wall and gets a second track limits warning. Around the outside goes Matthew Hart as into the pits comes to number 25 with Ahmed Cilia and first Theo following him in. So, lap 10 of 13. Matthew Hart for Team Forsyth leads this race. Daph Sanchez, the point leader, coming in. He's second from Francis Austin and Daniel Bogdasarov. That's close to the wall for the number 21 who survives turn 1. On board with Daph Sanchez. He survives the opening corner as well as Bogdasarov into the wall. Tried to make the pass for third. Doesn't work out. We go green again. Your boy and Ahmed Cilia currently running in the final positions in the top 10. Never mind! Ahmed Cilia is out. Nose bug tutorial. 3 laps to go. I expect the top 3 to all come into the pits again. Takahana should come in again. Bogdasarov's likely to come in again. It's just... I don't know what's the point about talking tyres when we see wrecks every lap causing full course cautions. We've got 14 cars with 3 laps to go here in St. Petersburg. This is the most Florida man race that has ever Florida manned. And Matthew Hart leads the field. Close to the wall, he's into the wall in fact, but doesn't matter when he's likely to come into the pits at the end of this lap anyway. And look at Vider Alves going side by side with Francis Austin, who's into the wall. Never mind, he gets a 5-second time penalty as well. Race leader Matthew Hart's come in. Daph Sanchez comes in as well. Kazuki Sims Takahana now leads this race. Davi Circurera is now up into second. There's only actually 2 teams who will score no points, who are guaranteed to score no points today. Those are Power and Target Chip Ganassi. Ash Cornwell coming through turn 3. He currently runs in third in what has been a very strong showing. What is this? Ray Shen out of the race. Versus Theo with front wing damage. And you want to know what this means in terms of the championship outlook. The best thing that Vanislav and Shen have to hope for right now is that Daph Sanchez retires. Because as it stands, plus 2 points in that title margin, 22 points the margin between first and second, 23 between between first and third as we're back under the green flags again. Casper LeBeau moving up into 5th. And versus Theo, completely innocent bystander is into the wall for Matthew Hart. Back under the green flags, we actually see yellows in every sector at the same parts of the track. It's such a tricky track we've got here in St. Petersburg. It's kind of shaped like a shoe. If you think about it, you can see the little heel being that long turn 2. Should I stop with these analogies? Probably. But we're on to the penultimate lap. Kazuki Sims Takahana. His tyres squealing up for help at 21%. They probably don't have another lap in them. I think Garcia could be on for another chaotic race win. We go on board with Ash Cornwell, who's at 27% tyre wear. Nunez Garcia is probably the only man who can make it to the end out of the top 4. As cautions come out in Sector 1, that's Daph Sanchez. Wall riding with major front wing damage. He can take it easy. He's still got the points lead in hand. Up into 9th for Vider Alves in that Dragon Racing number 12. Who knows how this race is going to finish at this point? 17% for Ash Cornwell, 4% for Takahata, 6% for Davi Carrera. Their tyres are gone. We're about to go back under... Oh, it's cautions, actually. Wall ride. Zane Smith for Francis Austin. It's a Zane Smith-esque crash there. So cautions come out one more time on this penultimate lap. 1% for the number 11. 0% in fact for the 11. Heading down the straight. Full car puncture for Kazuki Sims Takahata. And as the full course cautions end, Davi Carrera running second. We go green again, but the second load gets placed into those tyres. It goes. Ash Cornwell is at 10%. Can he make those tyres last to the end of this race? I don't know, because Casper Lebo moves up into the race lead in St. Petersburg. He's got the two Dale Coyne Racing Machines following him, flanking him behind him, coming through turn one. He survives. They all survive. Cautions come out behind him. Who is that spinning around? That is the 72 of Dav Sanchez, spun around and facing backwards. That's your points leader. His teammate with a full car puncture. He's not going to score points, is he? Unbelievable. For Casper Lebo, he now leads. Full car puncture for Ash Cornwell. There it goes. There it goes for the rookie. Nunez Garcia is going to have to try and chase down Casper Lebo. It's not going to happen, though. Their tyres are going to make it to the end. Bogdasarov with a time penalty. Out of the race for Matthew Hart. Oh, my God. What a final lap. Cornwell can still score points today, if that's worth anything. But for Casper Lebo, there it goes for Garcia. Garcia's tyres gone too. 0% for Casper Lebo. 3% for Verge Theo. Is Lam Fong about to take victory? Or will it be your boy? It's not. Casper Lebo is coming through the final few corners. Sanchez with a time penalty as he collides with his teammates. And despite having a full car puncture, it's a first win in ChampCar for Casper Lebo, who wins in St. Pete. What a finish here in St. Petersburg. Garcia is second from First Theo, and your boy Bogdasarov fifth from Lamfong and Biter Alves. Ash Cornwell is going to come across the line in eighth from Dav Sanchez. Kazuki Takahata will be 10th, with Davi Carrera 11th. The only man not scoring points in that 19 car. We still have time penalties to take into account. Cornwell's going to be 7th, actually. Lamfong is going to be 5th. This is your podium. I'm just going to let you guys take in this race for a second. Alright, has it sunk in yet? Has it? It hasn't for me. Casper Lebo is now a ChampCar World Series race winner. Nunez Garcia is second, with Verge Theo coming home in third for Team Penske. Then it's your boy Lam Fong, Daniel Bogdasarov and Ash Cornwell from Vita Alves in 8th. Dav Sanchez 9th and Kazuki Sims Takahata 10th. Davi Carrera is the only non-finisher to score no points. With the non-finishers, there's a lot of them. Matthew Hart, Francis Austin, Ray Shen, Ahmed Cilia, Danny Ortega, Dominic Vanislav, Nicholas Palomino, Charles Hernandez, Guillermo Perez, Remy Lebo, and Sebastian Ocampo. In the point standings, Dav Sanchez now leads from Casper Lebo and Nunez Garcia. Then it's Ray Shen, Vanislav, Palomino, and Verge Theo. Then it's your boy Ocampo, Perez, Vita Alves from Bogdasarov, Austin, Lamfong, Cornwell, Carrera, Cilia, Hernandez, Takahata, and Ortega with the two Forsyths after 4 races. And despite having some brilliant qualifying pace, they're yet to score any points. Heading into round 5, Hyperdrive Racing lead, 13 points up on Sims Racing, who are 4 points up on both KV Racing Technology and Target, Chip Ganassi. DL Coin Racing is 5th, tied on points with Andretti Green Racing. Then it's Dragon Racing, who are 1 point up on Conquest Racing, who themselves are 1 point up on Power Motorsport. 2 points behind them is Team Penske, with Team Forsyth yet to score any points. Oh my god! What a race! That is the pinnacle of hectic activity in the ERL. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, vote for your favourite drivers for the Fan Boost poll. I recommend you vote for both Forsyths because they need some luck. So from all of us here at Sparkplug Motorsport, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time then, when the Electric Racing League returns.